ORESANYA, you're welcome to New Dawn this morning. Morning, Flakes, to be precise. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
All right, Commissioner, thank you again for joining us this morning. I'm just going to be direct with my question this morning. My partner mentioned that Ogun State is one of the states that has been listed as a flood-prone area for 2024. This is October. It hasn't happened, but we do not know if it will happen. But there are speculations that it could happen for the year 2024. My first question is, when we talk about flood disaster, we are always quick to, talking about rural areas. But yet there are some urban areas that, they are also prone to this disaster called flood. I want you to start the conversation this morning by telling us the measures that can be taken to prevent or mitigate flood damages in rural areas. And then we talk about how communities can prepare to avert flood in the case when it happens.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm glad you mentioned one thing, that despite the prediction by NIMET that Ogun State and among several other states can have experienced devastating flood this year, that you have not seen anything around your area. I mean, that's it.
All right, that's network.
Network.
We're hoping he joins in very shortly. But you were still talking about averting flood disaster in the state.
He's back. Go ahead.
Now, you have two seasons of flood. All right. You have two seasons of flood in Ogun State. You have the early flooding, which is called the flash flood, that comes between the month of April and the month of July. And you have the second season of flood that comes between the month of September and October annually. So the first season is a flash flood, and the second season of flood is a river flooding and a coastal also flooding. That's the one we always have. All right. So most of this flooding, flood has got nothing to do with whether rural area one experiencing or urban. Flooding is usually an urban problem most times, because usually in the urban centers, that's where you encroach on all the natural flow channels for water. That's where you build up the concrete, where water is supposed to aggregate and percolate, we build them up concrete. So there is nowhere for water to percolate in the urban center. So usually flooding is synonymous with urban problem. It's an urban problem generally. And for you not to have seen it in the urban centers in Ogun State, I think, if nothing else, I think it would be fair to just give kudos to this government who has done so much to make sure that what we witnessed about 6-7 years ago in Abeokuta, where flood destroyed properties, people died, we have not really experienced that. Something must be going on at the back end. Now, whether there is the second season of flood will not happen in Abeokuta area. That one will happen around the shoreline. Okay, most times the cities, all right, in Ogun State that borders between Lagos. That means those cities around the Lagos borderline, and these cities are contiguous to the Atlantic Ocean, where this water is supposed to empty. Yes, those ones will continue to have flood, and even now they have the flood. But thank God it's not as devastating as it's supposed to have been, because they are in the low-lying area. They are in the low-lying area. And when water is released from Oyo Dam, all right, and you have a rise in the tidal fluctuation, increase in tidal fluctuation, there will be a lockdown and they will have flood. But we're able to predict it, and we've told them what to do, and that they're able to manage themselves along the line. So it's something that will require a lot of re-engineering for such settlement for them to really enjoy what they are doing. So what should people do? Listen to what government said, what we're going to say. Evacuate those floodplain for 1 or 2 weeks when the flood will come, and you can go back there, or you can permanently look for a better location to reside, or elevate yourself. Government is supposed to elevate the road for government estate. Private estate, elevate your road, elevate renovate your houses, beyond the datum of the floodplain, the flood always have a flow every year, operate above those levels, and be able to habit those areas peacefully.
Okay, thank you very much for going towards that line. You are looking at Sherry, for example, and of course, I'll ask this question because just yesterday, Dr. Ashiru, that is Dr. Didi Ashiru, the MD of OGUN, said whatever palpable tension people are expressing there is not the fault of Oyon Dam. What's your reaction? How culpable is Oyon Dam? Let's hear your expert's advice to the people, and of course, what is the true situation, considering what the...
Yes, absolutely. I want to agree with the MD, Dr. Ashiru. It's not the fault of Oyon Dam. It is not. It is not. All right? Those areas where people are settled, okay, there is an appetite for land that are contiguous to Lagos. Naturally, people want to stay not too far away from where they work. Most of the people living in this floodplain, they are working in Lagos, and they don't want to move too far away. So there's an appetite for the land there. But many of them move into that area without information on how to exist in that area. Apart from Oyon Dam must release water. Oyon Dam cannot lock down water because some people are living in the floodplain. If you are living in the floodplain, there are rules of engagement to exist in that area. Follow that rule of engagement. If you have missed it, if you didn't do due diligence in getting the right information, and you now build your house there, and you are not having a problem, then the only thing government can do to assist is to help you mitigate that risk. And it's not just the people. We also have government estates within the floodplain also, which shouldn't have been there at all. But there's a government that came, that built in that area without putting the right infrastructure there. People are having a problem now. They are shouting the government every day because we are behind that liability in government, telling them that yes, we encourage them to move there. So what we can only do is to mitigate. You can live on water, you can live in floodplain, but follow the rules of engagement. Prepare the land properly before you move in there. Not after you move there, the water is now looking for its own way. Water will never forget its path. Water has its own memory. A river has its own memory. It will look for its own path. You are the one encroaching on the pathway of the water. And those floodplains, they are designed to reticulate the excess water that will come from the dam annually. So you are now building downstream where the water is supposed to reticulate naturally, and you are saying this is government, this is government. No, no. You are the one that has encroached on that floodplain. And though I'm not exonerating government from part of the liability, all right, we all have to mitigate it and manage it. We are to inherit even the fault of the previous government. Government is a continuum, all right, and we've signed for it. We are managing it, and we're going to manage it. But the people need to follow the instructions from government. So I agree with Dr. Ashiru. It's not the Oyon Dam problem.
All right, Commissioner, still talking about reverting flood disaster. We know that there are plans put in by some of these agencies that are working tirelessly to ensure the state doesn't suffer that. And inverting it could not just be, could even involve using technology and innovation to curb the situation if it happens. Are there some of the latest innovation or strategies you think these agencies should have in place to ensure this not to happen in the state? I mean, you obviously work with some of these people. What are some of those things that people should know about? You know, there are innovations of phone calls, apps to help avert flood disaster. And is that something that is workable for the states?
Yes, I really want to, with that question, I really want to commend the Nigerian Meteorological Services and some other national agencies that have deployed all the global technology and the instruments for weather predictions and flood predictions. Weather predictions follows with a propensity for flood and the locations also. So, and these informations are there. They are there on the internet. It's just a matter of searching for them. Just go on the Google and ask for floodplains and flood-prone areas in Ogun State. It will bring everything out for you. The world is so easy right now. The information is in your palm. But we are not really asking. Okay, just put on the information that you need on the internet. It will bring it up for you. And if you cannot get the information, it will give you a link of who and who can give you the information. So people should search for knowledge. For example, predicting the volume of rain, yes, the prediction was perfect. Okay, they predicted that the volume of rain that will come this year for the month of June and July will be going to almost 400 mm. I can tell you from our rain gauge station.
All right, I think there's network failure.
Of the rain that we had around that time, we had close to almost 395 mm of rain. So the month of 200 mm. We had 200 mm of rain. That tells a lot of what we can. For tidal fluctuation, is there. Even myself, I get information on the internet for tidal fluctuation. The tidal fluctuation shows that from October 18, that the tidal level at the lagoon will go to 1.14 meters high. And that's a lot. That tells you exactly that there's going to be flood within the floodplain from that day. I can tell you from that day, October 18, I think it was a Friday or Saturday, I had to call the people in the sharing area, the association, expect water to arrive in your house from October 18. I told them. And from that weekend, they started having the flood. All right, and I told them from October 25, 25th, the water will start receding because the tidal level will have gone down. And that's exactly what is happening. I was there yesterday myself. They even watch the water go down. It's already going down because we said it was according to the prediction that from October 25, it will start going down. It's there. Technology is there to assist all of us. So we shouldn't live in denial that this information are there. And let us just follow it. It's there.
Can we really avert flooding or control it as a natural disaster?
Well, I thank you for that information. We can control flood. There must be flood. Flood, what is flood? Flood is the flow of excess water. Okay? Excess water. Overflowing is natural path on the way to a collector, main collector body. When water is flowing from upstream, downstream, there's a natural flow, it follows. But when you have excess of water flowing, that is what is called flood. And what will lead to excess water is excess rain. And let me make it very simple, in a very simplistic manner. The basin where you wash your teeth in the morning, normally when you open the tap and you pour one bucket of water into that your wash hand basin, maybe to take 5 minutes before the water will drain off. All of a sudden you are pouring 1 drum of water. There will be spillover. There will be a spillover from your basin. That's exactly what is called flood. When you now have high precipitation, which is high rainfall within a very short time, there will be flood. Okay, normal rainfall is that you have almost like maybe in a month, you have an average of 20 millimeters of water in a month. All of a sudden, in 1 month, you are having 400 millimeters. Look at the difference. In month of January, you have 20 millimeters. In February, you have like about 20, 30 millimeters. In 1 month, you are having 400 millimeters. That tells you there must be flood. So it's synonymous with putting 1 bowl of water in the sink and putting 1 drum of water in the sink. So flood is a natural event. But control, yes, we can control it. Prepare for it and control it. Create a channel where the spillover will follow. And don't encroach on that channel. Don't encroach on that setback. Because those channels are dry during the dry season, does not mean it's available for you to build it. No. That's the attraction. When you now see those dry parts in the dry season, people are naturally attracted. That's when your money will tell you, oh, that's an extension of my land. Come and buy land. Oh, it's beside the water. All right? Whereas that's the pathway, the excess flow will come and it will flow. So many people you get so enticed, you will buy the land, start building your house. They will encourage you start building. By the time you build, that's when you now see water coming in June, July. It will overflow the foundation.
Commissioner, let me quickly add this as we wrap up on the program, since you mentioned that it can be controlled. And this controlling really is not just about government or the agencies that work to ensure people are safe from flood. What level could individuals, what level of preparedness could individuals get to know that this averting of flood or controlling of flood is made possible?
The number one rule, prevention, is better, cheaper, safer than cure. Don't build in floodplain. Don't build in floodplain. All right, because managing it is expensive, it's torturous. All right, don't build there. Now, if you have made a mistake that you have built there, take advisory. Know when to leave when the flood will come. So you almost become what we call, you are transiting from your own house. All right, know when to go on holiday. Listen to advice from government and follow it strictly. Otherwise, there is no way you will live on floodplain and water will not come and ask you, I want to pass through my road.
Thank you very much for that passing shot, Mr. ORESANYA, Commissioner for Environment in Ogun State, and we've been looking at averting flood disaster. To avert is better than to control. That's my takeaway from what you've just said, because it's expensive. But if you are into it already, well, you just have to manage the situation, especially at times like this. Thanks so much for coming onto the program. He has joined us via Zoom from Lagos, Mr. ORESANYA. He's glad to have you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, when we'll come back, it will be time for trending. Don't go nowhere.